Thus your net worth equals your self-worth, and your self-worth your net worth. So let's explore this particular perspective, as this is something that is of course kind of like taught in our whole personal development, law of attraction kind of industry related to entrepreneurship, marketing, sales, building wealth and all of that. So it's very rooted in our societal, cultural belief system. But those who are actually on a more, let's say, spiritual path, who want to dive further and deeper within themselves, and perhaps also actually build a heart-driven, purpose-driven, holistic health business, some of these cultural beliefs might not really be in the full congruency or alignment with what you actually stand for, your values, or actually that's what you really want to bring out to the world. So a couple of weeks ago I launched this video about 15k in a 90 days self-worth challenge. So it really comes down at bringing balance and harmony and alignment between your so-called service level desires, alright, so this could be material, financial manifestations, together with your core desires, and that really refers to living a life of purpose, meaning, joy, love, satisfaction and fulfillment. So it's really going after your soul-driven purpose of what it is that you really came here to do. So when we talk about your net worth equals your self-worth, or your self-worth equals your net worth, it's all based on value, right? Like, how would you define someone's self-worth? So for example, if for example you are in this frame, in this box of, let's say, of the type of entrepreneurship that we really see is very common nowadays on the whole internet, make money online business industry, okay? So think about the Robert Kiyosaki, the Grant Cardone, the Tony Robbins, that sort of things. That is personal development, mindset related to building wealth, financial freedom and that sort of things. And it's absolutely great, it's very powerful, it can really help you in such a way, but only to a certain level of degree. Because what I've experienced and explored so far is that you gotta go and align your personal identity or your self-image and the belief, the complete belief that you are worth making X amount a month, that you are worth of owning your own business and having success with it, is that you believe you were meant to be an entrepreneur and provide solutions and ideas to the world and help people in such ways. Now, if your beliefs are 100% congruent and aligned with that kind of perspective, and you feel a level of excitement for it, like this is it and this is the only thing, that's it, and there's no other way possible. Okay, you have not explored another kind of perspective, you don't even know these perspectives are out there. So you are very rooted within this framework, okay, that you can only manifest X amounts when you have aligned your personal identity, your self-image, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings and emotions together with your actions, and actions leads to these type of results. So there is definitely lots of truth in there. However, a lot of these cultural society beliefs are really about making money for the sake of it, because then you increase your worth and your values and your self-image, your personal identity, because then you can accumulate things and surround yourself with people who are like minds and who are also on the same path of building wealth and accumulating more material things that identify who they are, and yet at the same time they still feel a little bit empty and dissatisfied within themselves, even if they have the most exotic cars and luxurious homes and all of that stuff of what it is that we want to identify, because once we have these material things that influence our self-image and such, and we could actually lose ourselves within that. So there's definitely loads of truth of what's being taught in our, well, truth, like what's being taught in the personal development industry related to entrepreneurship, building wealth, of terms of like we gotta go and align our belief systems, self-image, personal identity, thoughts, feelings, emotions with our actions and habits and behaviors, because that will influence, of course, our results. So for that sake, yes, I do believe there's truth in this statement of you gotta go and increase your self-worth in order to increase your net worth. But be cautious when you are not going to lose yourself in materialism and consumerism of specific kind of items, luxury brands that has identified themselves of the consumers who buy our stuff, that will enhance their self-image and make them feel like look rich. So be cautious about that. Now, what I'm here to do in this type of video is really about exploring different kind of perspectives and how we can explore these different perspectives so we can align with those that resonates with where we are currently are at and where we want to go, and see our past behaviors or what we have been doing, take a step back, reflect on that so we can step up in consciousness and perhaps detached from old habits, behaviors and belief systems that are not really so much in a line with who we really are or who we actually really want to be. Now, for example, if you have been in this type of personal development, wealth generation kind of industry, but there is like one part says of you like, yeah, okay, I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced that, there's a certain level of truth in that, of, you know, this is really how we can create our own sovereignty in our life, because as long as we need money, then that is really what we need. But at the same time, you actually want to explore and experience something different. You want to build and create something different, of a different kind of value. For example, you're exploring different paths of artistic and creative expressions, or you're exploring the healing arts, or you're exploring different kind of healing modalities like energy healing or shamanism or that sort of things. So you're still with one leg in this old dogma, and with the other leg you're exploring new fields, but at the same time you're still a little in between, because you still are like a little bit in let's call it for the sake a dead end job, just getting by, making your ends meet, and you're telling yourself, wait a minute, I am in a dead end job, and okay, I can accept it, it's not the highest level of things that are being valued in our society and culture and capitalistic endeavors of what is actually being valued in our culture, but it doesn't really burn you out, it doesn't really give you loads of stress and anxiety, but the income is kind of like peanuts, it just pays the bills. But at the same time you have been in this field of wealth generation, business and that sort of things, but certain things of you doesn't really longer truly resonate with you, because you have developed a new kind of interest and expression and you want to explore different fields. But you kind of like wonder, you're in between, like, wait a minute, I can't really see myself being an authority or an expert in this field and being of value to someone or something that actually values what I value and will give me a value in return, money. And therefore you devalue yourself of being somewhere in between, one leg in the old, one leg in the other, and you are kind of like in between, not really owning your values, and yet struggling with the fact of just getting by, financially, emotionally, whatever, of feeling stuck in a dead-end job, even if you know, like, wait a minute, I gotta go, and I've got this vision for myself, like this is really what I should be doing, artistic, creative expressions, healing, arts, modalities, teaching, coaching, counseling, whatever it is that you are exploring. Okay, you want to move further into this whole holistic health because that is just what feels right for you. That's really what you value for yourself. Now, to sum it up, to break it up, and to give the golden insight or the nugget here, like, we're exploring something new, we're seeing a different kind of value, we are trying to let go of values from our past, and then it's really the question, okay, so how can I really own this value for myself so I can share this value and be 100% congruent with what you truly believe, what's right, what's the only way forward for you. And then surround yourself with people who value the same things as what you do. Because if you are exploring these different values, these different perspectives, but you're still like in the old, working in the old industries you are familiar with, have most experience with, those people will probably not value what you actually value and will actually devalue you, and that will harm your self-worth. But if you have the courage, which comes from the core, which comes from within, to continue to explore the unknown, to explore these different interests and values of actually with the type of beliefs that you really want to align with, and really own that joy and excitement of exploring and experiencing new things that could remind you of who you truly are and choose to be, and really experience that sense of joy and excitement for venturing into this new path. And then truly, and that's the golden nugget, golden insight that I want to share with you, then seek for those and surround yourself with those who are also in a need and in a desire and in a want of exploring the same values that you have, so you could feel valued. I know I've said value a lot of times in this video, and I must sincerely apologize for that, but I think that's really what this is about. Who is in the need for your values?